Good morning, Infinity High School. This week we're going to be taking a quick time out from our organizational habits of scholarship we've been working on to reset and then focus upon our next habit of scholarship, which is coping and conflict resolution, which will also be introduced this week. After that, we'll see which strategies we get into next. I look forward to your input. The world is our oyster, and we can accomplish anything as long as we're working together. So where we started in terms of the organization and where we are right now. The seniors have not actually completed the badging exercise yet, and they're doing it tomorrow. So these numbers are still to go up. But if you look at the first bar graph in each of these categories, we have moved up as little as 17 people, but that's going to at least go up by an additional 65. So almost going up 100% in terms of binders. And we have gone up exponentially in every single category. We have not reached 100% yet, and you may continue to try to make yourself better in these skills and can submit for a badge for that recognition. As we move forward, I know that if you don't have these skills, there are going to be other things that come with it. Problems in terms of time management lead into, at the bare minimum, less learning, but it also leads into some behavioral problems sometimes, losing an assignment, not only the frustration, but the lashing out sometimes that comes with that as well, and the collective frustration with your teacher. Then not understanding an assignment is totally a different problem, and it's something that you can get into in terms of asking good questions in class, staying afterwards, finding tutoring, etc. So with this habit of scholarship coming to an end tomorrow, these will now move on to the report cards. Your teachers will be giving you grades that will be communicated to your parents in class engagement and the meeting of deadlines. That will be one single letter that merges the two onto our next reports coming out on October 23rd for the quarter. We'll also you also have the overall wizard badge that you can share with your parents as you achieve it, and it is available anytime. You can also share with them on October 23rd your accomplishment in terms of that badge. The rubric that will be used to measure what your grade will be on the report will look like this. The engagement part will be measured by looking at involvement inquiry and impact on the class, and then meeting deadlines will focus upon your ability to submit homework and complete classwork in a timely manner. So moving to our next badge on coping and conflict resolution, the habit of scholarship number 2. To earn the badge, you'll need to understand your own triggers, and we'll introduce that phrase tomorrow. You'll need to be able to take a pattern of self-destructive behavior in your life and be able to stop it or explain it so that you could have the control. And finally, there'll be a multiple choice assessment that uses 2 case studies to see whether you have understood the major ideas from this overall initiative. You can also receive, in addition to that, the peer mediator badge. 2 members of each advisory who have been selected by their peers as the best people to help out if you have a problem. Those 2 people will also receive an additional badge and additional training so that we can make certain that every advisory has at least 2 peers who can help to solve the daily problems that face us all. Why are we going to focus on coping, overcoming anxiety, and conflict resolution? The increase in diagnosis of anxiety disorders in youth under age 17 has been moving up very steadily, not just the last 10 years, but certainly in the last few years as well. As you move on to college, and certainly these statistics would also play out in high school, 50% of students rated their mental health below average or poor. 80% felt overwhelmed by their responsibilities as a student, which often comes back to organization. 40% of students failed to seek help, and you can see the rest of these statistics. If you don't seek help, then you don't know really how to respond to this. And every single scholar by the end of this module should know how to respond or how to find help if they are feeling overwhelmed by anxiety or struggling to cope or have some sort of a conflict. Finally, we look to have those peer mediators move into some parent training. If parents become involved in helping their children to overcome anxiety, the improvement in children after that parent training is 60%, and that's a way that we can help the whole community to work together. Finally, similar to organization, there are a lot of byproducts that come out of not coping, not dealing with anxiety, or having conflicts, and that can be lashing out at loved ones, snapping at colleagues or at fellow students, not taking care of your responsibilities, and not exercising properly, or canceling social plans and not being socially involved. All of these can come and also make the problems even worse. So this will be the model that we'll use starting tomorrow. This is just a quick introduction to it. Essentially, triggers are actions or words that make us feel shame, distress, disgust, fear, or anger frequently and repeatedly. It's something that is consistent. When this happens, we feel these emotions. And when we feel these emotions, quite frequently our reactions are also rather cyclical and repeated. In this situation, I pointed to attacking self, but we might be looking at withdrawing, avoiding, or attacking others. And as these reactions happen without any self-knowledge or metacognition, then quite frequently the emotions come right back and new reactions follow them. We will look at this in a case study tomorrow. I look forward to kicking off this unit with you and appreciate learning so much as we go through the process.